Houston and Dallas face off for the second time in 3 weeks. The football team's looking to sweep for the second straight season, while the Cowboys seek their 8th win in the last 12 meetings. It's NFC East football on Sunday night.
DA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Washington football team. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Cowboys in this matchup, they've got to be thinking, hey, we've got a good chance to be successful here running the football.
No doubt about that, because that has to be their mindset. It should be their mindset. This is one of the better rushing offenses in the league, and they're squaring off against a team that's not at all strong on the other side of the ball. So this could be one where we see this offense try to impose their will through the trenches, and in fact, they should.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Now Pollard. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott set to go on offense for the first time. And with Dak at the controls, his 6th season under center now as the Cowboys quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Elliott on first down, going to get about 3 before he's taken down. The numbers for Zeke from last week, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total, scary. Elliott going to get it again on second down. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Running with Elliott, and he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. The Washington offense about ready to go to work. And at quarterback in his 17th season now in the NFL, piloting his 9th different franchise, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Here's Fitzpatrick. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Fitzpatrick now. He finds his man, complete. That's Grant. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
These two teams, you might remember, met earlier in the year in Arlington with the Cowboys winning that ball game. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Dallas.
They'll throw again. Fitzpatrick. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Sims. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. That's complete, right around the 8. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. And they're going to get him. They bring it down to sack back at the 16-yard line.
Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And they decided to go with the safety blitz there. And look, if that gets picked up, quarterback really has the advantage then because they'll have more time to throw the football and some wide open space. But when it doesn't, that's a guy who gets a free run into the backfield. And oftentimes, the QB ends up on his backside as he did there.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Kind of a quirk in the schedule. These two division rivals didn't see each other much of the year. Their first meeting was just a few weeks ago, back in Week 14. And it was the Cowboys winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here back home in Arlington.
This is Elliott. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
2nd and 8 coming up.
Prescott now.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Well, I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? And we're usually talking about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive?
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off at the 39. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
Looking to throw again on second down. Fitzpatrick. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and that'll bring up second down. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with
pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC, but when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Elliott, able to avoid him, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. 6-0 our score after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively, and 2nd down.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Here's Prescott.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards there on the catch and run. The first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
54 yards rushing for him in this one, and he is drawing ever closer to a 2,000-yard season. Elliott.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they'll have the football to deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. Fitzpatrick now after the fumble recovery.
Chase Young.
Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Fitzpatrick to throw it.
He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete.
And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is brought in at the 21. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now Prescott. Flushed out right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. Runs over it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Hey, kill. 47.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Prescott to throw it.
He'll get this out wide here to Elliott.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. The give is to Elliott. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. He'll get 3 up to midfield. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And this incomplete. Oh, my. He might have been celebrating in the end zone if he'd held on. Nearly picked, but instead, it'll bring up 4th down.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Prescott to throw on 4th. That's to his running back, complete. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The tackle for loss goes to Matthew Ioannidis. Really nice play. Now on 2nd and 13. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On third down, it's Prescott. Oh, he's going to go for it all. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The coverage good that time by Kendall Fuller. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Prescott. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Flush to his right. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, but it'll be second down. Throwing, Prescott. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Here's Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. Bulldozes past him. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Now Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are now just an extra point away from moving out in front.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. And it's player spotlight time. And we shine that spotlight on Ryan Fitzpatrick. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with a quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty... And down he goes! Fitzpatrick sacked. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Fitzpatrick taking a shot for Samuel. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed.
Let's go, baby.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Fitzpatrick going to give to Gibson. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And, Charles, for this defense, they're a confident bunch. Some may say maybe too confident at times. How do you think that they approach a game like this when they're taking on a team that's lost 4 straight?
Well, if they're anything like their head coach, they're relying on that confidence. You and I both were sort of surprised at his weekly press conference when he was asked about this being a trap game. And he's almost boasting that he didn't see anything to worry about. That surprised both of us in a big way because we know that could be a dangerous tactic because I can guarantee you the guys on the other side, they heard that, and they're looking for anything to galvanize them.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas where the Cowboys out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Julio Jones, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they were losers in that ball game to the visiting Cleveland Browns. Nick Chubb, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. And finally, on Monday Night Football, no Ricky Williams, but it is the Dolphins and the Saints to wrap up Week 16 from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first two quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Both teams making their final preparations for this second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some...
And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Neville Gallimore able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Taken right around the 44. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Elliott, and they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Elliott. 73 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run with Elliott. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
On second down, Elliott once more.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards there and a first down. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example.
Touchdown, Cowboys! CeeDee Lamb. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys can push out in front further. Now Zerline on and the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. The Washington offense set to take over again.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Touchdown, Washington! Terry McLaurin, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And Washington now within a 2-point conversion of tying this game.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Fitzpatrick going to throw for it. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Prescott from the gun. Eluding the pressure right. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Now a handoff here to his running back. Oh, Zeke with a quick feed. And he'll bring this one inside the 35.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And some space here. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Cowboys have broken the tie.
that run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. So out comes Washington's offense to take over.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know that makes some adjustments.
Neville Gallimore on the stop. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. Brandon Sheriff, the all-pro guard, called for the penalty there.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Play fake. It's Fitzpatrick. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked.
Micah Parsons
in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Tressway now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. Now Dak Prescott of the offense heading back onto the field. He's been a good game manager. They're winning here in the 3rd quarter, but really the ground game is where it's been at for them, hasn't it?
So whatever the game plan was, you just got to focus on continuing to run the football. And really that takes the pressure off of the guy throwing it around. Doesn't have to be the focal point. Hand it off, let him chew up the yardage in big plays, and your team's winning. Only people upset, the fantasy guys who may have started him at quarterback in their leagues.
And we'll see if they continue with the recipe of the ground game. On 1st down, it's Elliott. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
146 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. And to give this time to the tailback. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Here on a Sunday night, you're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington, it's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack onto their lead as we get set for the 4th. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now Elliott pushes him over. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with another touchdown, number 24 on the year.
And the Cowboys add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
So So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the two-point try.
Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a two-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me to that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just two scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Yeah, this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Washington on third down.
They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Fitzpatrick. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs to keep up with your theme there, playing keep away. First downs, they can't touch the ball.
174 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Elliott going to get it again on second down.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks.
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 40, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. And now with that interception, you feel like we've got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute...
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Chase Young has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
And here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. Able to avoid him at the 40. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
The Cowboys on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. A give to Elliott. A little juke. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's a gain of 4 there that gives him a new set of downs. They'll run on first down. It's Elliott. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now Elliott. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And fights through 1 man. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Cowboys extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. Zerline connects on the extra point, and a lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. A 10-play drive that time, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Graham, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one, but let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a...
And down he goes! Fitzpatrick sacked.
Chase Young in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. When you see a quarterback retreating away from the line of scrimmage toward the other goal line like that, usually doesn't end well.
You're exactly right about that. Normally, if they're moving from side to side, they've got a chance maybe to get back upfield. He was trying to shake defenders and extend the play, but it doesn't work out very well for them at all. You need those extra yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Now you're digging a hole for your offense.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Fitzpatrick, he's got McLaurin. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick, he's going to let it fly. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Man, to put it mildly, we look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They go to Elliott again. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On third down, Elliott. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Cowboys, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Arizona Cardinals next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, things get even uglier now as they fall to 2-13. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia.